Welcome back to Tabletop Nerdcast. I'm Mike, and I'm going to be your GM this evening. And this is Galactic Youth, our Star Wars Age of Rebellion campaign. It's been a vast majority of this day has taken place. Nobody has been pulled by Lieutenant from the cell. And over the loudspeaker, you get the normal announcement that it's time for dinner. It's time to head down to the cafeteria. It takes about an hour for everything to come through, and then your cell door slides open.
And normal. No AA run.
No AA run at this point. And as you're walking down that corridor towards the cafeteria, you round the corner, and you see a very familiar face sitting at the table at the corner, closest to the catwalk. After you get your daily rations, what would you guys like to do? It's you, Jack, and Thuy.
Want to go say hello?
Hey, man. Hey, Toss. Where you been, man?
Glad to see you're all here. Where's the Twi'lek?
He got taken. He got taken by the guy with no eyes.
That old joker I saw when I first got in here?
Yeah.
I was sworn it was the lieutenant. He's been working everybody over something fierce lately. Obviously some stuff's going wrong out there.
I don't know what's going on. But he's been gone all day. And I don't much like it. He gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well,
he's fishy.
I can tell you he wasn't in the infirmary.
I'm fishy.
I can tell you he wasn't in the infirmary. That damn lieutenant worked me over something hard.
Really? Where you been?
The infirmary!
Wow.
They don't believe in back-to-tanks around this place.
Huh?
You just gotta lay there until you get better.
Must have been bad for you to be all banged up. So what's going on with their plan?
Well, funny you say that. And he kind of reaches underneath the table and you need to take this because I think your young friend there might be able to use it. All right, so as you reach over, you can feel something in his hand. Would you like to take it and try and conceal it?
Yes. I should let Jack do that, but I don't trust Jack very much.
I would like for you to try and make me an average skullduggery check.
Oh, great. That's the one I scratched off of the sheet.
Yes! Now, I will give you a boost, just simply because you have Thros trying to help you here.
Hey, I did very good. Success and 2 advantage.
All right. So with your advantage, what we'll say is that some other prisoners happen to be passing by the closest guard just as he's handing it to you. And you kind of palm this and, look down real quick. And in your hand, you see a he gives you another card.
Platinum?
No. He said, this one...
Sears is out of business.
He goes, reason why the lieutenant kind of worked me over so much is, well, something came missing from his office. I got this ID card here that should have some passcodes into his computer, into the comm station that he's got in his office in that back corner.
Oh, for our friend Jack here.
So, problem with that is if they follow standard Imperial protocol, we're looking at about 24 hours before they change these codes completely.
I see.
So tomorrow's it. If we're going tomorrow.
I think I'm ready to go. But we don't know where Aaron is. He may not be back.
Well, gonna have to make a choice. You want out of here?
I do.
If the window's tomorrow and Aaron's not back, the window's tomorrow. I don't think we can snag another one of these.
Well, our friend Jack seems to get all kinds of things.
And as at that point, a guard starts to kind of walk by, and he kind of straightens up a little bit and kind of being a little bit more quiet.
You got my tea?
Fishhead, I'm going to tell you right now, shut it. The guard responds.
It's a question.
Takes out the stun baton and starts holding it in his hand like this. You really want to keep talking?
My lips are seals.
As after the guard passes by.
Seals, right? And not sealed.
Okay, you did. For seals.
So, I'm going to give you a frequency. So whoever gets in there, you simply need to use Alpha 15 Charlie 7.
And you'll be on that? That's for you?
It's not for me, it's for my people.
I see.
And when you tell them, when you key up, all you say is it looks like another one of Rook's paydays.
Okay. Secret code. This is fun.
That'll mobilize them. That'll get them to the roof on us. Now, what's going to happen is, if you guys look over there, you're going to see a, see that old scruffy looking little human over there that's got his hair just about half falling out over in the corner?
Yeah, like a shaggy mane dog.
The Rhodian right next to him is going to
Oh.
start a fight with him.
It's not going to be a fair
So I'm going to
fight.
give him a nod tomorrow when I see you guys leave your cell and you're heading over this direction. Because if I remember, last time we talked, you guys said that it'd be easier for somebody to get in that air vent on the way here. Give you a little extra time. Works?
Thanks. Yeah. I think that's
He's
a
going
good
to start a
plan.
fight. You guys just need to kind of drop where you're at and kind of hover around one of those vents. Get whoever you need to in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think only Jack is going to fit in there. We'll stuff him in.
All right, tomorrow.
First or second feeding, where we just get fed
You guys get one ration a day.
one ration a day.
It's always in the evening. All right.
Feeding.
Might as well be. You're all caged animals at this point.
Food time.
It's a food time. That's how this works. All right. We're on for tomorrow then. Don't forget the codes.
That's right.
And he
That's
gets up. He walks past.
Bravo. About Three Musketeers bar.
All right. So y'all are calling nobody. All right. Got it.
Hello?
Hello, statue.
So you got. So he gets up and he heads back. Normally he's done with his chow about 5 or 10 minutes before you guys have to head back. His time's up. And he gets back up and he walks a little bit wider around the guard than he normally does and walks back towards his cell. And at that moment, I'm going to screen wipe back over here to AA Ron. And he's brought you in and out of this trance several times as kind of a practice scenario. And as you're in one of these meditation states and you're in this kind of dreamscape world with him, he says, now focus on your mother. And go ahead and make me an average check.
I'm gonna spend that destiny point to upgrade.
All right.
Bollocks.
He's just not very good at this whole stuff, you know.
How did you do? What were your results?
I wound up with 1 threat.
Ooh.
1 threat. Okay, I can still narrate that. So, in and out of almost like a movie scene or kind of a scene flicker, you know, you get quick glimpses of your mother. You can't really focus of what's going on. But what you do see is her standing there in front of several Imperial officers. And you see Antinous putting his finger or his thumbprint onto a data pad. And then in another quick blurb, you see a door slide open and you see her walk out into daylight.
Does the vision end at that point?
It does. But I would like you to take your strength from that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. So later on in the evening, as you guys are sitting in your cell, Aaron has still not been brought back to you guys. And Jack kind of chimes up and says, guys, if we're going tomorrow, we got to get that thing off of Dewey's neck now.
I agree.
We don't know what's gonna... It could explode.
It could. It could shock the crap out of him, but that means that he's got tonight to kind of wake up.
Let's
Or not.
try it.
You good?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna need some help because it's not like I can put all this stuff together.
I'm good at that. I've always been good at that.
So he hands you the power cell. So can you hold this and these pieces of metal and touch one side of this to this metal bunk? And what I'm gonna do is, Thuy, I need you to take this piece of metal, and he puts it right there in the corner of the neck of where the clasp is actually at.
Maybe if we drove this pin in, it would hold it in place.
And then he says, all right, so all I can say is we need to try and connect the power cell to ground out here and then have it touch where the magnetic lock is, and I'm going to take this other piece and I'm going to put it and connect it to the other side of the magnetic lock. We should be able to hopefully short this thing out. You guys game for this?
Let's do it. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, he's sticking his neck out. It's okay.
Oh, the puns.
All right.
Open the lock.
All right, so here's what I want. This is going to be a average mechanics check for you. And it is upgraded once.
Upgraded. Oh, you're
Yeah.
you're upgrading it. All right. Well, I'll upgrade.
And you
it
do get
too.
2 boost die because Thuy is holding one piece and Jack is working another.
And it's average.
Yes.
So one more purple.
Oh yeah. Thought I'd slip that green in there. All right. That's a pretty good roll.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, you've got to be freaking joking me.
See, Mr. Pathetic over there.
It's 'cause
This
you-
is how you roll the die.
Listen, everybody, Rick has my dice.
That's what I'd say if I were you too.
Those are literally my dice.
All right. What are we doing? What do we got?
I'm using
We have
Genesis
A
dice.
success, so we got a success, and we have 5 advantage.
Okay. So this thing just slides off of your neck, doesn't shock you, doesn't do anything,
My God.
and falls to the floor.
But we can close it back up, and it will stay held. No.
And
no.
the red light that was originally sitting on there, or the green light that was originally on, has now defaulted to a red light, so it still looks like it's got power.
Ooh. It worked out perfectly.
I told you, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty
You
handy
know,
with the
both
mechanics.
of his bad dice are blank.
That is what it is. Normally, when you're rolling them, you mess us over, so I don't want to hear it.
No, he has my dice. He's got loaded I mean, he's got my dice.
So Jack chimes back in and looks over at Thuy and says, all right, so maybe it's a good idea that just to keep up appearances, we use this leather strap and this pin to hold it together and make it look like it's still attached on
We
your
can
neck.
shove it into his neck, and then it'll stay.
I don't like you.
Why?
So he starts and he kind of fashions this back onto you. So but the light is still staying red, so you can tell that it's obviously powered off at this point in time. And I'm kind of fast forwarding here because we're really up against it here at the end of this. But a little bit later on, you hear some walking and some steps coming down the corridor. Lights have already gone out. It's already later on in the evening, and the door slides open. And Aaron is standing there with Antinous. And Antinous kind of ushers him into the cell.
So what's my impression of their mood when they're standing there together?
What would be your mood as you're walking back into the cell?
All I do is I turn back to Antinous and I say, we'll be taking the lower level.
Do we hear that?
Or we'll be
Is it
going
loud
down.
enough for them to hear it?
I kind of whisper to him, but I'm trying to tell him, like, we'll be going down.
Okay. So Antinous looks back at you and then kind of looks back at everyone else. And he's not making an eye contact, but you can see that he's kind of scanning the room. And he goes, "Hey, Aaron, remember what I said? May the Force be with you." And as he looks back over at the group, he looks over at Dewey and goes, "I see that you've already taken care of one problem." And he's focusing on your neck. And as he nods, he goes, "May the Force be with all of you then. The lower levels will be as clear as possible."
What?
And the cell door closes.
And I put on my visor and breakfast club it.
Man, where'd you get those sunglasses? I wanted some sunglasses like that.
Crazy.
Oh, we're not ending the scene.
We're
Okay.
not ending the scene
Oh,
there
I was like, that's why I did the breakfast club.
That's not where my instinct. Yo! I got left hanging.
Yeah, doing it.
Man, where'd you get those cool shades, man? What's going on here? You got to do some explaining.
Antinous he's providing us a safety net.
Bye-bye. What did you do?
He and I have struck up a relationship. He desires.
He likes gladiator movies too?
He desires.
Please don't take us down that road right now. We're already running over.
We're so close.
Antinous' desire is to create a galaxy in which everyone is represented in the government.
He does not seem like that kind of a person.
How do you know? You've had no conversation with him. He has not beaten me up or made a threat toward me or done anything negative toward.
I've heard about
He has
these-
given me two gifts. He's given me this crystal and he's given me this to communicate with him. And his goal is I don't trust him either. Trust me. Anybody who worked for the Empire and wants to create a new government, I don't trust it. But he's agreed to help me out of here and by extension all of you. He heard about our plan to escape somehow and knew every detail, but still promised not to stand in our way. In fact, he is removing guards from the lower levels so we can escape in that way. Thras will not make it out, most likely. Or if he does, it will be a mighty fight.
I don't know. I trust either one of those.
I don't trust either one of them either, but I trust much less the person who is trying to take us with him
We don't know that he was trying to take us with him.
than the person who is trying to help me escape.
It's better than
This
place.
is what I know. This is what I know. I know that Antinous has the power to remove people and make a way for us safely.
That is true.
Antinous knows that we have already turned off Dewey's shock collar, and he walked away. Antinous knows that we have key cards and equipment, and he walked away.
Yeah, he wants us out. That is true, but for what end? And why do I sound
He
like you all
wants-
of a sudden?
He wants me to help him build this new galaxy.
A boy?
He sees something in me that I don't even
He
understand.
called you Padawan.
He did.
Isn't that Jedi term for...
Young,
Stupid.
idiotic, stupid, ignorant.
It is, and
like pig to the slaughter?
most likely yes. But for today, all I know is that if we go to the upper level, we're toast. He has not told me a lie yet.
That you know of. If you use the Force, I've heard they can mess with your mind. I saw this little video where he made these... He told people these droids are not the ones you're looking for.
This video.
Listen, you can go to the surface if you'd like.
No, I'm not saying that.
I don't trust either one, but I don't trust being in prison for any longer.
I don't know we have a choice.
It's now or never, and I have chosen where I will go.
I think it's something we can do. I don't like it, but it just doesn't feel right. Does it feel right to you?
It's better than this place.
Well, that's the truth.
Again, he's protecting us and he is not harming us. He has never laid a finger in my direction.
And if he does, we'll get to that road when we cross it.
That is
That
very
is a
true
little
statement.
bit backwards.
Yes.
It's okay, it's second language for you.
But it is true nonetheless.
I have 2 throats.
All right. So later that evening, as the conversation kind of goes later
What
into
is?
the evening,
How does Jack interact with that?
Jack's not interacting at all.
Okay.
Jack's kind of, he's just sitting back trying to absorb it all. He's kind of like in disbelief, but at the same time, he knows he doesn't think he can trust Thros. So he's going to be in that same boat. Okay. As a matter of fact, Jack seems to think that, we'll just RP this one real quick. My dad told me about these Jedi and these Padawans, and if this guy called you that, why is he here? Why would he be here?
Well, the closer you are to danger, the farther you are from harm.
That is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I heard it in a movie.
It's probably the same video I watched.
A different video, but same premise.
I don't know. I mean, I know we've got to get out of here, and obviously we already took your collar off, so we're going tomorrow no matter what.
We got no choice.
And then he looks kind of over at you and goes, I don't know if I can handle being in those vents. Maybe you should go.
I'm not gonna fit.
You'll fit as well as I'll fit.
I'm much bigger than you.
Not by much. Not by much.
Well, he's got a brawn of 3. Does Jack have a brawn of 3? I
No.
didn't think so.
Brawn doesn't dictate how big you are.
Maybe.
No,
It's
but
just-
I'm a little
it's a
bigger.
strength. He could be wiry.
Yeah, that's right.
He's got a really big tentacle-filled head.
I'm a big guy. I'm not like 6 foot, but I haven't hit my growth spurt. I could hit a growth spurt before tomorrow.
And your voice changed.
My voice could change.
That's not the direction it goes.
Wait a minute.
You don't know. How do you know Nautilins? What do you know about
Don't
Nautilins?
know Nautilins. Maybe they start out very deep voice.
That's right. We could go backwards, you know,
Wait.
like they do in Orc, you know.
Well, how about this? How about we both head in there? That way, if something goes wrong, one of us can back the other one up.
So, we're changing the plan the day before?
I don't know why.
I'll go, but if something goes wrong, what am I supposed to do at that point?
Well, you have what we call the GM's plot armor.
I know I don't.
We have to roll dice.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, just like that. Sometimes we just throw things across the room.
I will go with you if you need somebody to go. I am smaller than Naranga. I am much less useful in a fight.
Much less useful.
He rolls dice very badly.
I roll
That's a success. We got that
I
one.
roll solidly crappy.
No.
And he blames me.
So you can just tell that Jack's nervous at this point in time. That's
Yeah.
really what it boils down to. Guys, I'll that's fine. I'll do it. I'll
If it
handle
helps
it.
you,
I'll
I
do
will
it.
spend points to get computer skills.
No. He goes, I'll go. You're right. I'm the smallest one here. I'll probably have the best chance to get in and out.
Yeah, because we determined the other day that you were the only one that could fit in there.
They will not miss one small person at dinner, but they would maybe miss two.
Are we going to be
A little redhead? Of course they're going to miss a little redhead. No.
You could be anywhere. The lieutenant could have you.
Yes, but we could say that you annoy us.
Speaking of that, did anybody bring me leftovers?
No.
They don't, they don't let us take the leftovers.
Well, this sucks. So yes, Jack, you missed dinner tomorrow because I missed last night.
Fair enough.
It seems to me you were gobbling up everything he was fishing you.
I got a safe passage. If you don't like it, you can
He
take
gave me a safe word.
If you don't like it, you can take the elevator up. All I can tell you is where it will be the most clear.
I believe you.
All right.
But I think it's you're right.
The night kind
I think
of
it's the truth.
rolls into it, and you guys are up for quite some time before everybody kind of crashes and heads out and heads down to get some sleep.
I'm 16 years old. I don't need sleep.
The more you
We
try
can
and fight it,
sleep
the
when
more
we
you
die.
No, you just sleep until 5 in the afternoon,
Oh no!
like every other 16-year-old.
Exactly. That's when the plan starts. So what do you want from me?
Perfect timing.
He's rolling like he didn't have any sleep.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So as kind of the night settles and everybody kind of gets a little bit quieter and everyone falls asleep at some point in time, Aaron, you're pulled back into that familiar direction again.
That's
Once again, you find yourself having been pulled to the stars, and you're sitting on that dark cliff, and you look down and there's an infant swaddled in a white blanket that's at your feet. This time as you look down, though, your wrists are bound. You feel hands upon your shoulder, and as you turn, you see the images of Thuy, Naranga, Jack, a female Twi'lek, and another young human boy. All of them having placed a hand on your shoulder, almost trying to pull you back. At least that's what it feels like in this dream. The ground beneath you begins to crumble, and the rock gives way, and you and the infant begin to fall. And it seems like you're falling for an eternity. And as the smoke begins to clear, once again the skyline starts streaking past you again. That black smoke, transparent again, is surrounding you, kind of images fading in and out. And as it slowly comes back into focus, you see 3 people now sitting around a campfire on a landscape that looks exactly like where you were at before, up on those cliffs. There's a young woman in a light flowing gown, a young man in a dark tunic, and an old man in a gray set of robes. The young woman speaks with a very calming tone. Brother, it is only through peace and sacrifice can we learn more about these new gifts. We have to submit to it, to learn from it, and only then, I feel, can we take action from it. We must serve others. Patience is key. Anger and fear will lead us to a place where we make wrong choices, and we could end up hurting those that we love. Please think about what you're doing. The young man replies sharply, you tell me to sit and wait, and the answer will come, but by then it's too late. What we have is a gift, to sit and do nothing while there's evil in the galaxy, while people murder each other, while the strong prey across the weak, and even our family is slaughtered. Well, to do that, just to sit there, is folly. You better believe this makes me angry. And am I afraid? Afraid of doing nothing? Of course I'm afraid of doing nothing. If our anger at the injustice we see brings judgment upon those who rightfully deserve it, then perhaps we should go ahead and use that anger. All things happen for a reason, and perhaps it's not wrong to protect those that we love and actually care about what happens in this galaxy. If we're asking ourselves or our loved ones to die for it, then I say we should use everything, including our anger, to do what we must to preserve those that we love. The old man kind of chimes, and you see him, he kind of pushes them back aside. kind of apart because the young man was kind of pushing his way towards his sister. And he begins to speak almost like a parent talking to his kids. Both of you, remember you're a brother and a sister. You're family. We all want the same thing. We all want love. We all want peace, and we all want serenity. All things in life require balance. Peace cannot come without first having seen war. Love cannot come without having experienced hatred. And serenity cannot exist if chaos did not dominate at one point. We're all part of the same life force that exists in all things. You must choose your path wisely, for both paths offer truth, and both paths offer lies. Young man sits up quickly and almost hastily reflecting on those words. But he scoffs. Father, you never make any sense. You speak in riddles or in circles. It's useless to continue this debate any longer with you. I go do what I must. And he turns and he walks. And he walks directly towards Aaron. Stops in front of you, raises his head, and you see yellow eyes piercing directly into yours with red bloodshot rings. If you have in your hands a means to destroy you, destroy those who would destroy you, you have but to learn the secrets of what you hold in your hands. Are you coming, brother? And he turns and he walks off.
I follow him.
And instantly, as you turn around, you see the images of Maranga and of Thuy and Jack all fade off into smoke. And you're pulled back awake. But as you're waking up, all of you sit bolt upright. All of you having experienced what just took place.
We all had that dream.
You all witnessed that conversation.
Oh!
And in that moment, as your eyes begin to focus, you see Aaron with a visor on his head. Not on his bed, but in the center of the room, floating about 2 feet off the ground. And as he sits up and grabs the visor, he falls to the ground. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Cryptic.
So for those of you that are on the stream, this session went a little bit long. We were going to take a quick 5-minute break and we're going to reset and we will pick back up. For those of you that are not on the stream, again, thank you for joining us and we hope you enjoyed. And we will see you next time on Galactic Youth.
Slave?
Keep on adventuring.